Well, hey, Rad Kids parents, I hope that y'all are having a great week. You're getting a video from me again because, yes, we're starting a new series. We just finished up the Family Mechanics series, and I pray that that was something that was very helpful and beneficial in your home. Hopefully, your conversations were good, and that you had some great questions come from your kids. That was one of the hopes and ideas in this series, is that conversations were started. And in this new series, that again, that's what these videos are for. When I do these, it's to partner with you guys and give you the information ahead of time. So we start this series this weekend, and it's called Life Lab. So we moved from Family Mechanics and we're moving into something that's just a little different, but I think it's still some things that are going to kind of build upon some of the stuff we talked about in the last series. But in this, Life Lab is going to be a series that is built around showing our kids how to live a healthy Christian life. We talked about in Family Mechanics things that could happen and go wrong in family and family dynamics. Now we're moving into this idea of teaching and showing the kids how they can live a healthy Christian life. So the why behind in this series is that in science, in a science lab, there are experiments that happen, and there are things that go into that are combined to create something really awesome. Now, there's also things that can happen when combined that are not so pretty, right? So in this, we want to help them to differentiate what that looks like and when they face things in their life, but also how to live in a way that sets them apart. That's what we're going to do in this. Is that we're hoping that over the next 6 weeks, in this 6 week series, that the spirituality, their spiritual pieces and the parts of their lives have a transformation, and that they discover elements that God has already given them. So in this, let me go through this really quickly because I want to do my best to keep this video streamlined and kind of go through this. So let me jump right into this, okay? So what we're going to do is the main point that the kids are going to learn in the early childhood every week. Remember, with the younger kids, that's your kids that are basically 5-year-olds not in kindergarten, that are all the way down to the zeros. We do one main point that they learn and they memorize every single week. The elementary kids, if you're an elementary parent, they have a main point that is different each week. We're expecting more of the elementary kids for them to learn those. So look at the take-home page when they get that at the end of service, so that you can know what that is. But for the early childhood kids, it's I'll be full of the joy of the Lord. Now, there's motions that go with that. You'll find the motions again for time. I want you to, you'll see the motions. Same thing for the Bible verse. The Bible verse for this series for the early childhood every week is Psalm 84:2, and it says, "With my whole being, body and soul, I will shout joyfully to the living God." So that's Psalm 84:2. Now, let me go into this. How can you partner with us? How can we work together in this series? Now, what I would say is ask your kids the ideas, the two things that I just mentioned. Ask them, hey, have you learned that? Help them memorize it. Have conversations. What was your main point today? If you're an elementary parent, ask them every week, what was your main point this today? What did you learn about? These are just really good conversations. Then same thing. What did God teach you? What did you learn about God this week? Those are some things that you can do. In the early childhood, they get a coloring page every week. Put that coloring page where it's visible, where they can look at it, where they can see it, and it's in front of you guys on the fridge, on the dinner table, on a pegboard if you got something like that, whatever you have, do something like that. Now, here's a quick idea that I wrote down for each of the 6 weeks. Instead of going through week by week, and explaining everything, let me talk to something that I would do if I was having these conversations with a child of mine. So week number 1 is about joy. So here's what I put. Try this. Celebrate something small together, like David did. That's what they're going to see from the story. Week number 2 is peace. Try this. When something scary happens, remind them that Jesus gives peace. Week number 3 is shout. And I would try this. Let them shout a praise to God before they go to bed. Make that fun. Week number 4, we're not like the world. Try this. Talk about one way that your family chooses to be different. here's what I would insert in here. When you're talking about family values, when you're talking about things like, okay, we are Sistrunks. What does it mean to be a Sistrunk, right? What does it mean to be your family, right? Say your last name. What do we stand for? What do we do? What do we not do? Right? Those things matter. That's how you can be not like the world. Number 5 for week number 5 is about worship. And this is, try this, put on a worship song and dance or sing together. Now, parents, I know this might push you to get out of your comfort zone, but I think it would be great. Week number 6 is stay humble. So try this. Point out someone in your family who served without needing credit. Talk about that. Just create a conversation. So parents, we cannot do this without you. We can teach and we can present information to your kids. But the partnership where you bring this to life at home is really important. It's really valuable. So don't forget that. When it's reinforced at home, that's what we're trying to do. That's why you're getting this ahead of when we teach. Before we ever teach these lessons, you're getting this. So thank you for watching this video. I pray that y'all have a great week, and my prayers are out for all of you as you get ready to go back to school over the next couple of weeks.